I fell pregnant at the age of 15. After that, you know what, my confidence just went down. And then I got married to a very old man, old enough to be my father. At the time, I was at the space where I think I needed validation. I needed something that will definitely restore me as a person. After I received God, that's when I realized, Guti, this is not for me. A lot was taken away from me.
Yeah.
And I just hated each and every moment of it.
Your mom is okay with you being married at that age?
She never said anything about it. And he was like, your mom said, I can take you. I didn't even know him. You're telling me about love? I didn't even know him. The abuse started. That's when now I discovered that, no, girl, I think you have put yourself in deep troubles. I suffered. It was only last year that the marriage was dissolved because I had invested.
Huh?
Okay. Yes,
Which last year?
On the 2nd of December 2025.
I've been through the most. Been through the most.
Hola, San Fam! Hello, hi, and welcome to your favorite podcast right here on Centtwinz TV. It's none other than I've Been Through the Most podcast. The one podcast where you be like, wow, the stories are incredible. Sometimes we leave you surprised, sometimes we leave you crying and emotional, and your life changed for the better. We
And
love
shocked
impact,
sometimes.
yeah. But we really are passionate about impact. We're passionate about people sharing their story. And that I don't think today will be any different. I'm excited because we're joined by an incredible guest. But before we do that, please show us some love. Make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, and please do not skip the ads. Yes, make sure you give this video a huge thumbs up. And of course, if you've been through the most, you know what to do. The email address is down below. Send us an email. We'll go through your story and our team will be like, this one is giving I've been through the most. And then you can come and sit on the hot seat to share your story. Make sure that you also join the family by subscribing. It's absolutely free. We're on a road to 500,000 subscribers. That's 500K. And we can do it. We're well on our way there, Millicent.
Yeah, we're almost there.
I can feel it. We are close. We are
I
close.
don't know why you're counting. Why are you
We're-
doing this to yourself?
I'm counting. No, because I know that we've got a San fam that are dedicated to that. And most of you have subscribed. But if you have not subscribed, please do make sure that you subscribe. All our countries, we see the flags. We see the love. We see the comments. Make sure you continue to put your flags, of your
Yeah.
different countries down below. Let's get into our story today. Oh, wow. Are you ready?
I'm super ready. How are you guys?
Welcome to I've Been Through the Most podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. Such a great honor.
You look so beautiful.
Thank
You're ready. You look ready for this.
Yeah.
Can you introduce yourself to our audience and tell us who you are, where you come from, just your background?
Okay, hi, Centfem. My name is Phili M. I'm a teacher, passionate teacher. I'm a community builder. I would say that I'm a preacher for the youth. I'm a daughter. I'm a mother. I grew up in Ladysmith, KZN, with my late great grandmother. Came this side after she passed on. May her soul rest in peace. We came this side to stay with our mom. Yes, I grew up in Soweto, right? I've been a mentor in Soweto, and here I am at St. Fin.
And you sound like a teacher. Teachers are just so calm and loving and kind and patient. And I'm just like, wow, okay, this is going to be an interesting one. So, what brings you here today? Tell us a little bit about more about yourself and what actually brought you to sit on the hot seat, because nobody sits
Yeah.
there unless they
Without
have
a story.
without a story.
I am here simply because of the grace of God.
Yeah.
The favor of God will take us through situations,
Mm.
and through and through, man, you see God's grace and His power.
Yes.
His love is everlasting.
Mm.
I'm here today to share my story. I've been a little girl, having done, taking dumb decisions. I fell pregnant at the age of 15.
Sure.
Yes, I did. I fell pregnant at the age of 15. After that, you know what, my confidence just went down, spiraled down. And I knew, man, that as much as I was so remorseful, I knew that God had a purpose with my life. Time went by, and then I got married to a very old man, old enough to be my father. Old enough to be my father. There was a 26-year gap between us.
26?
26. I got married to him.
Wait, and how long then after your teenage pregnancy? So was it like a couple of years later? Had you now
No.
finished school?
No, definitely not. At the time, I was at the space where I think I needed validation. I needed something that will definitely restore me as a person. So, you know what? Yeah, I dated this man. I am about to say that, I usually take it as if it's something that was arranged. Although, yes, it was arranged. Although at that point, I didn't realize that it was any sort of arranged marriage.
Okay.
And then time went by. The abuse started. The abuse started. That's when now I discovered that no, girl, I think you have put yourself in deep troubles. At the time, I think my English teacher, she spotted that as much as I was this young little girl that was so intelligent, I was doing well in my grades, but my grades started dropping. She realized, and then she took me in. She was like, Phili, this is not you anymore. You're going to have to come stay with me. She put her foot down. She introduced me to God. I started praying. I started
So
attending
you
church.
left your husband
I
for
left
that
for that period.
So when you got married,
You were still in
how
school.
Yes.
how
Oh
old
my
were you?
Goodness.
I think Lobola was paid when I was about 17.
Yo.
Yes. When I was about 17, the Lobola was paid. Okay, I had my second baby. And then I think when I had my second baby, I think I was around 18 years. And at the time, I was in grade 12. Had to drop out of school because my child was sick. My daughter was sick at the time. Had to drop out of school. And then time went by. You know what? My
Did you do
teacher,
it?
it was so
She's so young.
very
And
young.
that's a lot.
Yes,
You know, that's a
very
lot
young.
to deal with. You of course now it's 2 children. You still have school with the pressures of
Yes.
matric as well. Now there's a husband as well. Like like in my mind, right? Like I'm married and I'm thinking that's a lot. That's a lot for
It
just that
was
young
An
girl.
18-year-old.
yes, and it took a lot away from me. It took my childhood. It took
Yes.
opportunities for me. You know what? I grew up being this little girl. I've always wanted to be on UTV at the time. I was so ambitious, but all that died. All that died because of the focus. I had to focus at school, focus on the kids, focus on this marriage. Though we were staying separate with my husband at the time because my teacher was like, "Come stay with me." And I'm so grateful for that. After I received God, that's when I realized, good, see, this is not for me, right? At that time, I realized already I was around 20, right? 20-ish, right? I realized that I was, a lot was taken away from me. And I just hated each and every moment of it. I just hated it. And I said to myself that, you know what, I'm going to come out of this as a victor, in which I believe that I did, because this is who I am today. Being able to share my story, not only that, but to also educate other young girls, right?
You wanted your life back.
I wanted my life back, but I'm telling you, it was never easy because lack of support. The only person that was supporting me was a teacher, and family had a lot to say. Who is she? Why is she even meddling into family issues and so forth? But yes, man, God being God, He took me out of that pit. He took me out of that pit. Okay, time went by. I then said, you know what? The husband is still there, right? And I had to go visit. It was so disgusting that every time when I had to go to him, because my teacher said, you know what? I'm taking you in. I'm not saying that you have to step away from your marriage or anything,
Yeah.
but I'm just here to support you. I believe in you, and I know that you can be able to do greater
Yeah,
things
be
in life,
something.
be something, because you know as much as I was ambitious, she could sport, man. As a teacher myself, now I understand what is it that she was seeing on me,
Yes.
She saw this young, ambitious little girl
Yeah,
with a lot of troubles. My kids were staying with my mom at the time, my biological mother at the time, and then the daughter was in KZN. Now, you know what, everything is just drifting apart. When I was thinking, you know what, things are coming together now, everything is drifting apart, because I used to miss my kids, regardless of how I got them, but
So
I
kids.
love them so much, and I
Yeah.
miss them like so much, and it was so painful at the time.
But
But
your mom, sorry to interrupt you, but your mom, so your mom is okay with you being married at that age.
I suppose because she never said anything about it. She never spoke against it, none whatsoever. And I remember there was a time when we had a conversation with my husband at the time. I was like, okay, tell me, why me? You know what?
Mm.
And then he was like, your mom said you I can take you. I can take you. I
Like
can
you're a
help
good
you.
candidate. Like,
Yes, you know what? And I think he also saw that this young little girl who's very ambitious, and he was like, you know what? I saw this in you. And sometimes he'll try to motivate me, but after I received Christ, the motivation did not even make sense.
Didn't work. It was
Didn't
like, no.
No.
Because you didn't even love this man. You didn't marry him because you loved him.
I didn't even know him. You're telling me about love. I didn't even know him.
I'm trying to understand the sadness, right? Let alone his age. Just being in a home, house, and a space with a complete stranger. And they say to your husband, like, Jen, it's like, where do you even start? Like, is I love you, I miss you. Like,
You know
how
what?
does it?
Arranged
Like,
marriages.
how are you?
Yo.
How are you trained to carry a family? We got married at a young age. We got married at the age of 22. But now that I'm almost 38, I'm like, that girl, how does she do it? Because just managing a home, because it doesn't matter how old you are. Now you're a wife. This is your husband. That's your home. You're the mother. How do you even carry?
Yo.
All this way.
Yeah. How does it work?
Okay, so honestly speaking, sometimes as a little girl, if a parent approves some of the things, you tend to think it's right. And even if that you complaining about some stuff, believe you me, if they're trying to encourage you into it, one way or the other, you will
Yeah.
definitely look at yourself and say, no, girl, you'll be fine. You can do it. You know what? Because I could tell that my English teacher wanted to step in to take me away from this, but she didn't know my mindset at the time as to what is it that I wanted. So she just moved me swiftly, but she would be like, okay, it's weekend, you have to go. I'm like, yes, I have to go. And yeah, it was very hard. It was very, very hard, but it's hard now that I see and realize and understand what I had went through. But at the time, at some point, it felt right, because someone old, someone I trusted, you know what, approved it. So for them approving it, it was okay, which simply means
make it work,
everyone will be able to support me, even the family, they're into this, they were into this.
I
So
guess the
for me, it made
stability of being
sense.
married as well. It's like, okay, I've got kids, but now the fact that you've got kids and now you're married, that's it's almost like that teenage pregnancy doesn't even matter anymore because mama now, like that dignity of being married. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out why.
I think I also wanted to redeem myself. I was so embarrassed with having a child early. And with this, it gave me an approval. And I felt like, okay, now I'm starting to be important again to my mom. You know what? Yeah. So that's what happened. So ask me about where were we staying? In a very small room in Pimville, very small. It wasn't a matter of arranging this marriage because it was for greener
Financial.
pastures or anything. It's like, I don't know, from
So what was-
poverty to over poverty. I don't know.
Really? Oh my
Yes, man.
goodness.
It
What was the
terrible.
arrangement behind this? Because in my mind, I'm like, maybe this man came to save the entire family and then you paid the price. But now it wasn't even for financial gain, it wasn't for a better life. What was it for?
I really cannot answer that. Even today, I do
So
not
now you're gonna
understand.
go suffer with somebody that you don't love,
Yes, and
somebody
I
that's
did.
older.
I did. Like, guys, I did. I suffered, and
Aye.
it was only last year that the marriage was dissolved because I had invested.
Huh?
Okay, yes,
Which
last year.
last year?
This on the 2nd of December 2025.
This 2025.
This 2025.
Wait,
I'm
what?
telling you, yes, like literally. So what happened was, you know what, I realized that school is important.
Yeah.
And when I went to church, I used to see those ladies beautiful, you know, wearing weaves and so forth. So as a little girl, I was like, you know what, Pili, you're going to get there and you are going to be one of them. So I usually at church, you know, church was one of the places where I drew inspiration. I used to see these young ladies, you know, driving their big cars, and I used to see them, you know, beautiful on their wigs, makeup, and
Happy.
all. You know what?
Yeah.
And I said to myself, Pili, you are definitely going to get there. That's when I took like a very bold step. I told my husband at the time that, you know what, I want to go back to school. Firstly, he declined. I went ahead and I applied.
Why?
I don't know. You know, I think he wanted me to have a full control. If it is that I am going to
Yes.
go to school, there are so many things that I will realize that I realized today.
Of course. Of course.
Yes, man. I went to register without him, but my teacher has always been there. Has always been there.
Oh.
She assisted me with the application. She even, you know, had paid for my registration. This husband of mine couldn't even afford it, you know, couldn't even afford it. Time passed by. And then I went to university now.
Yeah.
I needed transport money. My teacher will pop out, like will pop out that money for me to go to school. First year I did not get NSFAS, but second year with God's grace, I definitely got it. Man, the learning part now was starting to be so interesting. I now started to focus because now with me not having money for transport at some point, my
Yeah.
registration did not went through because of I lacked finances and so forth. You know, it used
You
to
felt the
also
strain, I'm sure.
yes,
Yeah.
it used to be a
Yeah.
problem. Also adding on all the problems that I was facing at that time. Yes, man, the lady man graduated. You
Yeah.
know what?
Wait, so your husband during your school, what was he like? Like, you know, because obviously you went against
You.
his will to go to school. How was that for you without the support?
At some point, physical abuse. Used to face physical abuse.
Mm.
I don't wanna lie. It has always been an emotional turmoil
Yo.
because emotionally he was really draining. I remember my daughter and my son, we were praying, and I was like, before my graduation, um, he found us. He used to come around past 9 every day. He comes around past 9, 8 o'clock at night. Ask me where he was. I don't know, but he will come very late at home.
Yeah.
And then as
He's not working.
it was odd jobs.
Oh,
You know, it
okay,
was
okay,
odd
okay.
jobs. And then he came one day. You know, my daughter can attest with that.
Yeah.
He came and I was like, you know what? At church they said we have to pray up until something happens, you know?
Yeah.
So babies, we are going to pray today and we are going to
Oh.
pray and I want us to have a home. I want us to have a house.
Oh.
And I said to my daughter, I was like, Nana, okay, what kind of a room? You know, it was just a fantasy world. You know, it was a fantasy. It was a fantasy world. Tell me, what kind of a room do you want? Mommy, I want a pink room. Oh, really? Oh, wow. And then he walked in during that session and then he listened and then he said there, and then in the name of joining us, I mean, we're in the same room. So someone might say,
Yes.
you know, he had came to join us. And then I was like, Nana, I'm talking to my son. Nana, what kind of a room do you want? I said, I want a headboard. I want my room. And yeah, I wanted blue, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, for me, I just want a house where I will have an ensuite, you know? I'll have an
Yes.
ensuite. You know, um,
So,
as he was standing there, sitting there observing, he was like, why are you deceiving kids like that? Like on the spot, why are you deceiving kids like that? I'm like, what do you mean? Can you talk about this after this? After we're done.
Like this
Not
is a
now.
beautiful moment.
The fantasies.
This is a
that
beautiful
day.
Allow the kids to
moment.
dream.
Yes.
The kids are you know what? I think he saw the joy in the conversation, maybe in their eyes, maybe in everything and the hope that we're gonna get out of this small
Yes.
place. But because he wanted to keep you stuck in that place,
Yes.
he just wanted to abort that dream there and there.
There is nothing perfect like having God by your side. You know, having Christ, it just comes your spirit.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is not the time. Not now.
Yeah.
Can you talk about this afterwards? And I did not hold that against him at that time. And I was like, we are going to have this house. You know what?
Yes.
And at the time at church, we were so full time, full time to church. And we are attending home cells with my babies. We are attending Thursday prayer sessions. So, you know what? Our faith is on the another level. Our faith was on another level. I'm telling you. Yes, man, he was just trying to discourage everything that we were, dreaming at the time. And he was like, no, you mustn't say that to kids because you're just selling them something that is not going to happen. I was like, what? With the God that I serve, the one that I saw doing
Watch
things
the
for me,
space.
believe you me, he will be able to do it.
Yes.
Time went by. It was my final year in varsity. And then I went through some page on Facebook, and I was like, yo, this page, people are saying we've got 7 years, we're not working. Some of them are saying that the last time I went to class, it was when I was doing my practicals, and I was saying, good morning, babies, at the time. Yo, it frustrated me. My son at that on that day, he was like, what are you looking at? And I was like, yo, Nana, this page, now I'm starting to panic because I'm almost finished with my degree, but now I'm
I don't wanna
scared
end
that
up like
I don't want
this.
to end up like this. My son was like, mommy, have you forgot the God that you serve?
Hey.
Have you and at that time
Man
he
of
was just this
God.
little boy.
he's
He was this little
preaching.
boy. He's
Yeah.
like, have you forgot the God that you serve?
Yes.
And I was like, you know what? I drew my strength from there. And I was like, you know what, Phili, you're going to have a job. And then I wrote my final exams. And then after my final exams, the schools where I was doing my practicals, they called me in December. They told me in Jan, you have to come. There's a post for you.
You didn't even struggle.
Nothing.
You didn't even apply, girl. You're doing it.
Nothing. It was like,
Were you that good with your practicals?
I'm so passionate with what I do.
Oh,
like, I'm very passionate with what I do. I'm super passionate with what I do.
Wow.
Man, you know what? I went to the school so
What did he
excited.
say? Having a wife that works.
We're coming to that
Wait.
one. You know what? I'm telling you, I was so excited. And first day, I remember my son was standing by the gate in the morning, looking at me. As I was just looking back, he was still standing there. I think he was so excited with mommy's going to get a job. Mommy's just gonna get a job.
It's so emotional. It's beautiful, but anyway.
I went to the school. The principal and the deputy were like, you know what? We loved you while you were doing your practicals. We could see your passion. We could see your love. You went above and beyond with our kids. So we'd like to give you a post. And I was like, okay, for how long? But remember, I'm still having that thing on Facebook where people are saying, see, whatever that you have, it's just bits and pieces. It's like temporary jobs. And I was like, no, they were like, no, it's a permanent one. Like they said, it's a permanent one. I was like, oh my God. I was shaking. I couldn't do anything. I remember the deputy principal came with the books. I was like, go to class. Gave me the books. Go to class. I'm like, just like that? And they were like, yes, just like that. Just go to class. And I took the books and I was like, I'm overwhelmed. I'm like, oh my God, please, what just had happened? I couldn't believe it. Like, I couldn't believe it. As of that day, I knew that we serve a God that can answer prayers. I knew. And I knew that the bigger things, the purpose of God is much bigger than what I saw at the time, what I was going through at the time.
Yes.
For every situation that you're going through, it does not mean that it's your end. It could be the beginning. You know what? I was so excited, and I went home. And when I got there, I tell my kids, guess what? They're like, okay, what? You know, I'm like, yo, babies, I got the job. And they were like, just like that.
Just like
We
that,
thought
like,
you were
what
going
do
to
you
do an
mean?
interview.
Yeah.
Get some that, yes, Nami, I thought I was going to do the interview. God being God. And then, a few months passed. I was like, our prayer point. I remember we prayed for the house. Now the passion for having a house, it started. I started shopping around. I
Yes.
started shopping around. Believe
God.
me, I went to one of the houses to do the viewing in Soweto, somewhere in Soweto.
But you are still married to a husband.
He is here observing my God that I serve.
See
He
the
is here.
goodness of
He's
God in the
witnessing
land
this
of the
quick
He
living.
is witnessing it. I'm telling you. Like I'm telling
Like
he's
my wife is
witnessing it.
doing something right. Every time she's going to church, I now see this God. Yo,
Now he started
wow.
now coming with us to church.
Oh, come on.
Oh,
yes.
come on now.
Now he can see good Aibo girl is doing big things. So now he's like, okay, let's
I
go
want
to church.
this God.
I want this God. Okay, he went with us to church. But however, he never moved away from his root of being from coming from a traditional family. You know what? So Nje, I was like, you know what, Priscilla, you're gonna be fine, baby girl. Okay, fine. Time went by, and then the house that I wanted at the time, we couldn't get it. They said to us, no man, you can't get this house. It's being bought by a nurse and a cop, and you're the only one working. So we doubt that you're gonna qualify. I was like, nonetheless, can you please just put in the application? And then yes, they put the application. Unfortunately, it declined. It declined because I was just the only one. Okay, fine. I was like, oh my God, God, what is happening now? You know what? I was like, God, you're going to bless me tenfold. God, you're going to bless me tenfold. I'm telling you. I did another application, right? And an agent is calling me to say there's a house in somewhere towards Val. There's a house there. I want you to put on the application. I was like, what's the value of it? And it was like at the time 720. It's we can't get that one because you said for 680 I cannot get. And she was like, no man, let's try. And it's okay.
So
let's
this
try.
one is even more
It's
expensive.
even more expensive
Than
that's
the
the
one
thing.
declined.
Than the one that declined. Oh man. You know, when we went to do the viewing, I looked at the house and I remember opening the wardrobe. It's like a wardrobe, ne?
Yeah.
When you open it, it's an suit.
Yeah.
I was
Come
like,
on.
love at the first sight, this is my house.
Yo.
This is my house. And the lady was like, hey, but Tinjay, I don't know if you're going to get it because, it's a bit steep and it's with the God that, like the excitement,
Yeah.
the
Your
excitement,
Your
like the
faith can move
excitement,
a mountain, girl.
the excitement at the time. God being God, ask me when they are going to inform me about that I got the house. They don't call the agent.
No.
They don't call me. They call my mother back at home.
Ha.
I'm like, what happened? And then my mom's like, Tandazo, at home they call me Tandazo.
Yeah.
Tandazo, there's a guy from Standard Bank just called now, and this guy is saying, good, you've got a house. I'm like, what house? I don't know anything about the
call
house
you on
because
my-
for me it didn't make sense.
I
to
hear
go
you.
call
How
my-
did they get there?
My mom said, "But they've been looking for you. It's been days that they were looking
No
for you.
ways.
I'm like, what? Now they tried to go to the system, check if I don't have any alternative number.
Yeah.
They got my mother's number. It's, man, my number has always been on.
It's
Why?
working. Yeah.
I was shocked. I was sitting on my desk in class. I was like, hey, bo, this thing does not make sense. I called this husband to say, hi, bo, husband.
Yeah.
Here it is. My mom is calling me and telling me about that we've got the
Yes.
house. But
Yeah.
now it puzzles me that
Yes.
why are they calling her Ganjani? It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But God being God. And then I tell the agent was like, aye, man, they should have called me. They could have called
So
me.
this
There's
is
no
the
way.
bank.
This is the bank calling my mom. So it didn't make sense. But, things of God, they always do not make sense.
Yes.
Fast forward, and then, yes, I got the house. And I remember when I was praying with my kids, when we wanted the house, I said, God, you're going to give me a house. This house, whoever that steps into it is going to come out of it healed. any
Sure.
visitor that comes into that house, this
Woo.
is going to be a healing hub.
Come
You know
on
what?
now.
I said that. This is going to be a healing hub. And God being God, definitely it happened. That's when now I came up with what to call Umyezana Arts Ensemble, which is a group of maidens and a celibate crew. Right.
Ooh. So tell us when you're like moving into the house now.
Okay.
You are moving the kids, you got the house. I mean, this is a big moment.
Yes.
It's a
You were
huge
in one room,
milestone.
renting and dreaming, envisioning all these things
Mhm.
with your kids, and this moment is finally happening. Are you taking the husband with? Is everybody coming with to the house? I mean, where will you leave him, Mara?
Yeah,
Because
okay.
yeah.
The husband came with us. You know, the
Yeah.
husband was with us. And I remember it was on Thursday, 29 August. And when the agent said, no, the people who are staying there, they are moving earlier than what we have anticipated. And I said, ay, mna, ngiyolala kwam. I'm going to my house now. I'm going to sleep at my place. And you're driving there. Guys,
Woo!
I think for me, I was numb. Like I was so numb.
Yes.
I could see the face, the joy in my kids'
Oh,
faces. You know what? But
Mommy
at
did
the same time, we were so excited. But you know what? The gritted teeth were out from my husband's face. You could tell that he wasn't as happy as we were.
Really?
Yeah, he wasn't really.
Why not? That is so weird.
Remember, he had
No,
spoken
the power
against
thing.
this.
Yeah.
He had spoken against
Yeah.
this, and we believed in this. We continue to pray for this,
Yeah.
right? And with us having prayed for this,
Yeah.
believe you me, for him it was like, okay, you've got egg in your face, bro.
Yeah. And
So
now
I
it's
think-
like you think you think you're the provider now. You think you're the head
You've
now.
made it.
It's a power thing as well. So it's
Yes.
just yeah.
Yes.
But
Because you
okay.
used to not he's used to you not having anything.
Mm.
He loved having that control, which I'm the man
Yes.
of the house, even if I do small jobs, but at
Yes,
least I'm the
yes.
one, you know. So that shift can be very hard for a lot of people because
Yes.
it's like, I got us a house, let's go. And I didn't all by myself. But yeah, you can come with. It's a
Yes.
very
But you know what I'm curious about? At this point, the marriage has been ongoing for a couple of years, right? Is there love now? Have you learned to love him? Does he love you? Do you love each other? Have we progressed or regressed? What's the status of your relationship?
Bittersweet,
Mm.
warm, cold,
Mm.
sometimes hot. Like I couldn't I can never give you like the proper status as to what was it like, because you know what, I think as a moral young girl at the time and very principled, right, I knew that I had to pray about everything and anything. So I think I had hope that one day I will have him being a husband that I had wished for, that I
Sure.
believe him that he could be.
It could be,
Yeah.
You had that faith
I
somewhere
had.
inside you.
I did, literally,
because
because
you're like, I'm here already.
I'm here. You know what? I wouldn't say I'm stuck per se.
Yeah.
But somehow there'll be those days where, you know what? I love writing. You know, I love writing. I love poetry. So I think that those were my escapes. You know, those were my escapes. So if I'm not feeling okay, I'll write about it. I've got a big choir that is full of stories of what the marriage was like. So sometimes I'll wake up in the morning, I feel like, oh, we're gonna make this work. But most of the time, I don't wanna lie, it was tearing me down. It was tearing me down. In the process, again, I fell pregnant. You know, I fell pregnant, and I was like, you know what, Pili, you're gonna love this child, and you definitely going to have to be a good mother to her.
Yeah.
You know, during the process, the pregnancy period at the time, it was the hardest. I remember the doctor saying to me, "You're depressed. You're gonna have to take it easy." And I even got my child before time.
Sure.
You know, yo, I remember, man. I went to the doctor and was like, you or at the clinic. I started at the clinic, local clinic, because at the time I was paying for the house, so I couldn't afford the medical aid, you know. And I called my friend. I was like, Kosi, they're telling me that my child is too small, like he's not growing well. My baby's too small, so I need a gynae, And because I was like, you know what, I'll send you money. You know what? She sent me that money. My friend did send me that money, and my other friend gave me money for transport. And during that period, and he used to say it is because of pregnancy. We didn't like one another because of pregnancy, but I knew that because he was absent, he was absent. Now I understand that no matter how long you were married, you could be very single in the very marriage.
Yeah.
So I had to ensure that I put everything together, make sure that the kids are well taken care of. And now there's this pregnancy. Like I felt like, oh my God, what have I done to myself? But again, nonetheless, time went by. When I told him that they saying at the clinic that the baby's too small, I was like, don't mind them. Those ones are just crazy. Okay, I went to the gynae. When I got to the gynae said to me, no, the baby is quite short because the arms and the legs, with the head and everything, it tallies, man. Everything makes sense. It's just that she's short and you're not eating well. I did not have appetite at the time. I did not have appetite. My belly was just so small, so small. But I was forever sick, forever having, premature bleedings and so forth. Yeah, time went by. There was a time where they said my cervix is opening up. I think I was around 7 months.
And the
My
baby's already small.
It's small, but
Like,
still, my uterus couldn't, carry her.
Carry,
Yeah,
yeah.
couldn't carry her. And when I got to the hospital, I was like, it's opening up, what? And I was bleeding at the time. And asked me where he was. He was at a friend's place. And I called him around past 6, I was like, you know what, bruh, I'm sick and I'm bleeding again because it wasn't the first incident. I'm bleeding again. I was like, I'm coming. He came around past 10 at night. I even called the friend, I don't know how many times, and the friend continuously saying, no, he had left way long ago. After you had called him, he left. And I was like, where is he? The pains excruciating at the time. The pains were so excruciating. I was like, you know what? I didn't even have money for Uber. Like, guys, I didn't have even money for Uber at the time. And then I'm calling my friend around to 10. I was like, Kosi, please come assist me because she doesn't stay far from where I am, but it's quite a distance. And she was like, I'm coming. While I just dropped the call, and then I hear the gate opening. It was him. I couldn't say a word, having to see my son at the time, wiping blood spots on the ground, on the floor. It was terrible. It's something that, nobody can take away from me because when I think about it, it always just brings me those emotions. Yes, it does trigger me. And then, yes, he came in. He was like, oh, what happened this time? It's when you get there, one way or the other, they would send you back home. I was like, but it's painful. I just want this baby out of my womb. It's a lot.
Through a lot.
And when I got there, the doctor said, you know what, Phili, let's just take this baby out. It's a lot. You've been coming here since from 4 months. Like guys, it was terrible. And I was like, okay, no, it's fine. Let's do it. And then they said I should sign for C-section. He was like, no, there's no need for C-section. Like, there's no need for C-section. She might as well push the baby out because she's used to this. There's no need because at the end of the day, the time I used to be this young little girl with a flat stomach, and I was like, no, she doesn't need a C-section. Like I looked at him, like, I was like, doctor, can you please just go ahead with this? Because now the doctor is just standing there and like, okay, what's gonna happen? Because
And these
this
two
one is
people
saying
are not
this.
agreeing.
Yes, these two people are not agreeing. So fast forward, yeah, with God's grace, you know what? I gave birth to a healthy baby girl through that C-section. It was 8 months at the time, and resentment, it built now for real. I started resenting him. I started to feel like, you know what, God, there is now my prayer points have changed about you. Remember, I had faith.
Yeah.
Now I understand that there is no way
No
that God
way.
had ordained this man for me.
Ooh.
I was
Yo.
like, God, you're going to take out this man. Angazi kanjani, but you're
But he
going to
must go.
do it. I don't want him anymore. And if I'm going against your will, because yes, in the Bible we are taught that divorce is not of God, and
Yes,
God
God
does
hates
not,
divorce.
yes, does not approve. I was like, there is no way you could have given me this. I prayed.
You were done, girl. You were like,
I'm telling you, when I rose from that bed, it was a new person.
yeah.
I knew that this man had to go. I knew that God had a purpose with my life.
Yes.
And I knew that whatever that I went through is a testimony. And one day I will attest to say, God, you have done this for me. I knew all the things that I went through, they are going to teach others, you know? And then, hence I said, I was so excited with being around teenagers. I love teenagers. I love my learners. There was this one child at school, she was on drugs, and I don't know, God planted so much love for her in my heart. And I was like, you know what? I love this girl and I don't want her to go through whatever that I went through, because I think I was scared that she will find herself in the very same situation I had found myself into, and I don't want that. And I said, you know what, I'm going to take her in. I took this baby girl with us. She stayed with us, and I was like, Lalela, you're not gonna go to rehab. We are going to pray out to this whatever
Come
thing that
on,
you
woman of
Yeah,
God.
believe you me, you're gonna pray up until whatever addiction you
Yo.
have, it goes away. Up until today, she's still in my house. Clean.
No
Beautiful.
way. She's your baby.
She is my baby girl. She is my baby
So
girl.
a teacher saved your life.
Yes.
And now you are saving someone else's life.
Yes, definitely.
Beautiful.
And I
Look at
knew that, you know what, God had a purpose for my life. As of that time, I was like, God, I thank you, Lord, for everything that you had put me through. All I thank you for is the strength, is the wisdom and the understanding. And I pray, God, for everything that I touch, may I turn it into gold.
Come on.
May
now.
I turn it into gold.
Yes.
Now, the girl is no longer in love with this man. So this man is just a parcel sitting
just
there.
existing, yeah.
It's just a parcel sitting there.
And once that switch comes on,
Yo,
you can't even pretend.
you can't.
It's like
You done.
Whether he's there or not,
after you
I don't
started
care.
to- after you even despise the look, like, everything is just like it looks
you don't-
wrong.
Yeah.
You don't feel anything, whether you are there, you are not. You are
Nothing. Sometimes we would attend like the workshops at teachers' workshops for 3 days. We would attend those workshops, and when I come back on Sunday afternoon, I'll get him at home, and the kids will be like, "Mommy, he wasn't at home the whole weekend," and I was like, "It's okay."
That's good.
That is
You
good.
get used to it.
I was like, that
You
is
know
good.
when you don't even feel anything anymore.
You don't
You're
feel
not
anything
bothered.
anymore. Like I was so unbothered. I started now having, a new focus.
Yeah.
I started a quiet school and I was so excited with my babies, boys and girls. And you know what, before I even do anything with them, like, let's pray, babies. Sometimes I'll give them a little bit of lecture to say, babies, please don't do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Started having a choir. Now it kept me busy. My mind was off of him. I did not even think about him. I didn't even bother myself with him. Now it's like, hey, girl, you've got something to do. And then time went by. I was like, you know what, Phili, the law failed you. Your family failed you. Go back to school.
Yes.
And then I started now registering for LLB, in which that is what I'm currently doing now.
Wow.
I started, yes, I did. I was like, okay, it's the choir on the side, and on the other side, it's school. So every time 2 a.m. girl is up, and then 5 a.m. in the morning, I'm bathing, going to. Now the guy is so uneasy with the whole situation.
Because you're moving
Now,
too quick, girl.
too quick, so quietly, swiftly.
And now you don't need his permission to do that.
At that time, it was clear that please don't bother me, I won't bother you.
Oh yeah,
Please
the
don't bother
lines
me.
were
I
clear.
won't bother
Yeah.
you. Now the line is clear. Remember the girl prayed and God answered and God gave me peace and God gave me self-love. I started to restore myself. I was like, Pili, you're not going to be like an old lady. You are young.
Yes,
You're going to, gonna clean up nicely and you're gonna focus. Just stick to God. I definitely did that. You know what? I used to affirm every time, like, you're beautiful, capable, and intelligent. Capable, beautiful, and intelligent. It used to be my,
Daily
my
affirmations.
daily affirmations, and God gave me that. I felt so beautiful. I felt so intelligent. Ask me about my grades, guys. I'm happy. I am so proud of myself.
Really?
Like, I am so proud of
Wow.
myself. Yes, time went by. The guy Shem now is not happy. Started now physical abuse. Physical abuse, and not only towards me, towards my
The
children.
Because he doesn't know how to take out his frustration.
Yes, my children. I remember
That's so
we're not even
sad.
having food at the time, and I called my friend from work. I'm like, Lungile, your girl, Kubi, and she doesn't have a child, nothing, none whatsoever. But she used to be my support system. Like, Lungile, please help me. I need food. We don't have food in the house. And she was like,
you're technically a single parent.
yes, but a
it's-
married one.
A married one.
Yeah.
But you're technically alone because it shouldn't be that hard. But now you've got 3 kids.
Yes.
It's a lot.
Yes.
You are alone. You're studying. It's a
It's
lot.
a lot. Yeah, he then started now, I think, feeling intimidated. It would be like, I'm going to fetch you at work. I'm like, okay, no problem, fetch me. I think now he's trying now to remote my movements. Hey, guys, what is she doing?
Insecure.
Where is she? Who is she speaking to? Now she's like fiddling with my phone.
He's too confident
Yes,
now.
yeah. He's starting now to fiddle with my phone, checking my messages and all. I'm like, oh, you're wasting your time. I'm a child of God. I know what is right and wrong.
Yes.
So believe me, I would never stoop that low. I have to leave you first before I move on. Time moved passed by, and then I studied. It wasn't okay, and then I remember one day I got my son crying. My son have like this big voice. He was crying, and I was like, oh my God, he's in a garage, and I was like, Nana, what is wrong? And my daughter's like, oh, Babu Mshahid. Like, if I were to show you, my son's back was like striped.
Why?
Striped. I'm like, what happened? I couldn't hold the chicken. So he had bought 2 chickens. He was supposed to, hold the chicken. My son was scared of a chicken. He beat him over that. I snapped.
No way.
I snapped. I was like, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that, not in my house. And then, yeah, there was an altercation. And then now physical abuse now started. He started hitting me and so forth. I was like, God, you know what? I knew that I prayed that this is not my man. As it was clear. God, I want this marriage
That was
to
clear.
end. I fasted for 3 days.
Yeah.
And I was like, Angsafuni, man. Now, like, Angsafuni.
Angsafuni.
I want
I'm
you
good.
to
I'm
just
done.
cut it off completely. Shut it down. Like, I need you to shut
ASAP.
it down. Dry fast. I was
Yeah?
just taking
Yeah?
water.
3 days.
3 days. Dry fast. On the second day,
You were fighting, girl.
Shame. You know what? He beat me into pulp. Like, he beat me like crazy.
Why?
The only thing I could reach for in that room, my kids are banging the door. Baba, please stop it. Baba, please don't do this. Yeah, And at the time, as I was lying there, I saw his phone. Like, the only thing I could do, I dialed the last number he had. I think he had received a call from, and it was his friend. And I just dialed it and I just slid it under the bed. So as he was beating me, this guy, he could hear and there's something wrong there. And then he called one of their friends was like, no, man. In that household, something is off. The mother is crying, but no one is saying anything on the phone. You know what? And I remember this guy knocked and was like, hey guys, no, open the door. And the kids opened the kitchen door and were like, please help Ma.
Oh
You know,
my
I was
gosh.
admitted, you know,
Ah,
I was admitted. And I forgot this one. Before I was admitted, before that incident, you know what? He beat my daughter in such a way that she was hospitalized for 2 weeks.
why did you get this man arrested? Ooh,
We are coming to that one.
ooh, 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 ooh.
He beat my daughter,
Mm.
and my daughter was in hospital for 2 weeks. And
What?
yes, for 2 weeks,
All because
she had to take antidepressants. Her grades dropped. It was like it was a mess.
it moved from bad to worse.
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 Yes.
So you all being physically abused at this point.
Everyone, believe you me,
He's a
everyone.
monster.
And when he wants, he would say, I don't want this child here. The child that I took from school, I don't want this child here. You know what? She comes with negative and bad influence on you. I'm like, what? Because of she's my support system at the time.
Yes.
She's my support system at the time.
Yes.
So that it was
So
a
he
problem.
wants you to be alone, actually. He wants you to suffer alone.
Yeah.
Yes. You know, and okay, that's after that he beat me, and then I slept in hospital, and then I broke my arm. My arm was broken. So I was on like having like
Cast,
yeah,
yeah.
a cast, you know.
Yo, that bad.
That bad. You know, I could barely move at the time. Like,
Is he saying sorry? Is he apologetic?
ask me, anyone who gets admitted, he's first to be near the bed to just make sure to hear what you say
I
to
see.
to
You're
the
not talking to
doctor.
anybody.
Yes. Then now he started with allegations of, no, this one, I can see that she have a boyfriend or whatsoever. I'm like, my boyfriend is the kids at school. My boyfriend is my children at home. So that is my boyfriend. Because you're
Yes.
forever
Of course, he's
absent.
gonna try and come up with things
Yes, yes, that would
to
make
make you look
sense.
bad.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
To justify his
Yes,
appalling and disgusting behavior.
definitely. You know, that happened. Now I understand that men or any person can just come up with heinous stories just to make you
Yes.
look bad.
Yeah.
You know? And I was like, okay, Pili, this is not where
Yeah.
you're going to end. You just need to keep on moving spiritually, physically, and otherwise, you know. That year, I couldn't go write my exams because I like mentally was not okay, emotionally was not okay. It was a disaster. And I felt to myself, you know what, Priscilla, you're going to regain the strength again. You're going to go back to
Yeah.
school. Time went by. After that, I told the brothers because they came and were like, "No, we are sorry. We want you guys to fix things." And I was like, "I am done." And if this thing did not happen during the fast, I could have said maybe I could give it the benefit of the doubt. But
Yes,
all
it was
this
an answered
happened
prayer.
yes, during the fast. I was like, "No, I want nothing to do with him. So I am good. You know, I want him out of my house. Okay."
Oh yes, girl.
Yeah.
That's your house. Like
Yeah, he left. He left. And after he had left, he would come any time of the day around 11 at night. And then we'd be like, no, King. And like, open up for me. I just want to see the kids. You're just so self centered. This is not about you and everything. And
He's
when
just trying to monitor you.
like,
Insecure.
God being God, God was like, Pili, I'm going to reveal what was happening behind your back.
Mm,
I discovered that there was a girl like next to where I'm working,
Ah,
next to where I was working. Um, he got her pregnant. He got her pregnant. You know, the kids were like, no, mama. At school, they're not calling me ma'am because I'm a mother to each and every child. And they call me mama. No, mama, we saw the car. We saw the car, baba, here and there. I was like, no, it's fine. And time went by. There was a time where one of the kids came to me and was like, I know, man, I saw him going with some pregnant lady. I'm like, oh, really? Mind you, the car that he was driving, it was mine.
of course.
what?
It was mine. And I tried to get the car, and the police said to me, you guys are married in communal property. Unfortunately, it's his car also. Right? Okay. We opened the cases after the whole incident. We opened the cases and he was arrested. He got a bail. The cases are still ongoing.
Even now?
Even now. The cases are still ongoing. You know, I think
So he's out now.
he's out on bail. Like literally out on bail. And it's so so painful to see the car that you bought passing by.
So wait, so you don't even have your car?
I did had a car
The one he was driving, he still has it, which is your car.
He still has it. He still has it. So right now I felt to myself that, you know what, Priscilla, you're gonna get another strength. I bought a car, another car, and I was like, no, it's fine. I started now to have a group which is called Music and Arts Ensemble, which is now I felt the need and God planted a very strong feeling in my heart that plus you're gonna have to save other girls, right?
Mm.
And for those who not virgins, who are not maidens now, we have what you call Celebrate Crew, where we teach them about God. So purity, you know, that's
Yes.
where that's one thing I'm passionate about at this point. It has been something that I'm preaching about, all because I did not have that opportunity of being a child. Now I'm raising and mentoring, grooming other girls.
Yo.
Yes, so God is so
And they are proud and loud about being young virgins and
yo, their
living a pure life.
their confidence, guys, is
And
out of this world.
dignity. Like no one is stripping them off of or taking away their childhood.
True.
You know?
True. You know,
That's
remember,
huge.
I was pleased with the little girl who was so fond of being on your TV. I then
Yes.
said, you know what, you're going to have your own program. You know,
Oh,
we've got what to me as a talk show. We're talking about everything youth. We're talking about everything
You are
youth.
so driven.
Yes, we're talking teenage pregnancy. We're talking discipline. We're talking modesty. We're talking God. You know, God is at the center of it all.
Come on
So
now.
yes, you know, God takes us and put us in situations that one day we are going to testify about.
So
So
you're
yes,
literally pouring yourself out.
yes,
And just that is so selfless. That is so
Yes.
beautiful.
Beautiful.
It
I
can
love
only
that
be
so
God.
much.
it could only be God. I've seen Him through it all. And you know what? He had favored me. I always say I'm the daughter of the Most High God. I'm God's favorite.
Yeah.
You know, even when I pray, I don't say God. I was like, Daddy, please. I need this because I feel like a little girl again who can be able to cry.
And to live again. So
Yes,
tell me something. Are you now legally divorced?
I am definitely.
Officially from last year, you said, right?
Yes.
And how was the divorce process in closing? I know we've run out of time. Was it like a hectic one? You know, did he want a lot of things from you?
He did. He wanted the share in the house. He wanted the house to be auctioned. We were like, how so? Because we've got
Got
kids
children.
yes, we've got
What do
kids
you
in that
mean? You've got
house.
3 kids.
Yes. So what is it? Are you crazy? What is wrong with you? You know, up until I don't know, it's God's grace. He agreed to leave the house, but he took my pension fund with him. He took my pension fund with him. I was like, you know what, with money, I will definitely, I can restore it. You know,
Come on.
I can work and do another money. And God
Yeah.
is going to replace whatever that was taken
That's
away
it.
from me.
That's it.
Yeah. So yes, those are the things that I teach, you know, and you know, make awareness to especially young girls to say, girls, be children while you still can. Do not allow anyone to take anything away from you. You know what? And they need to understand that they're writing their own stories. We are not going to be a generation, or I don't want to raise a generation where the kids are saying, oh, a child is coming from God. Yes, a child is a blessing, but you need to take responsibility and be responsible.
Yes.
You know, and also giving a young girl who had started having sex an opportunity to know God and who understand that they need to serve God with their bodies. You know, our bodies are our temples. We need to respect them. We can never just do anyhow as we please because we are children of God. So we, as me as I, we are God centered. If I always say, if God is not at the center, not God is not at the center of it all, please don't invite me. I don't want to be part of that. I don't want to be part of that.
How
So
did the girls join? Where do you find them?
predominantly they're girls from my school. And then
Wow.
you know, we created social media accounts.
Okay.
So there's so many girls like from different. We even have girls from Pretoria. We've got girls from
So any
Val.
girl can join, basically.
Any girl can
My
join.
daughter needs to join this organization, child. Because wow, beautiful,
Yes,
beautiful.
yes, and it also restores, a girl child's confidence.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm giving them a platform to have a voice of their own, and I always teach them that you have to say no. And I now understand that being a parent does not mean not being a mother does not mean you're a good parent.
Woo.
Now I'm a mother
Yeah.
to so many kids
Yeah.
because I think and I believe I was failed by my own. Yes. If it
Yes.
wasn't for my English teacher, I'm telling you.
How's your relationship with your mom now?
How is it? I don't know. Do we even have? I don't know. I don't know really. I don't hate her. At the same time, I'm not impressed with her parenting skills. And I don't see myself trusting her with my own kids. But I'm so grateful that she did not abort me, even if maybe she might have got an opportunity because God is doing great wonders with my life today because of everything that I went through. So, because of the grace of God, and what God had done with my life. And now I understand that I had to go through it all for me to be able to be in this hot seat today.
Oh, yes.
And your English teacher?
Ooh, even when I was coming here, I was like, Mama, I am going to. I'm like, Mama,
Shout
Ngyokhsheba
out to
today.
the English teacher. What's her name?
It's Miss Duduzile,
Oh,
Cleopatra Msomi.
you
Shout
guys,
out to
Mama.
you. Oh.
Like we are on like
Want
Yeah.
to give you a big hug
You're a
right now.
blessing. You're a blessing.
Yes, you know what? She planted a seed. She planted a seed, and I remember when even I was writing my matric, she was like, "I'm going to fast for you, baby girl," and you're gonna have. Yeah, she did. She did. She literally did. She would go on a fast. My mom would go on a fast. When I say my mom, I'm talking about her. She would go on a fast for me just so that I just make it, and I made her
Did
proud.
you not make it, girl?
I
Did you
did.
not?
Like I did. You know what? I always walk so humbly every day, and I'm always grateful to wake up. And I know God has a purpose with my life simply because I've seen Him through. I've seen Him answering my prayers. I've seen Him, blessing my work. And I'm like, God, I'm going to wait on you. There is nothing that I'm going to do to just, demean your kingdom.
Wow. Drops mic. What more can we say in response to these things?
Oh.
If God is for us, who
Yeah.
can be
Against
against
us.
us? What kind of grace is this? This is what we call favor. This is
What a
really so
testimony.
divine. What a testimony. What a story. What a life. You just see the goodness of God, the faithfulness of God. If you can just hold on, the Bible says, those who wait upon the Lord, He will renew their strength. They will mount up like wings of an eagle. They'll walk and not faint and run and not be weary. That is your life, Phili. You have been a living testament of the word of God coming to life. And you are planting yourself in each and one of those kids as well. The same way your teacher did. You are continuing the legacy and the blessing, and may your cup continue to overflow.
In Jesus' name,
I-
I receive.
Man, I enjoyed this episode so much. Like I loved just seeing how God works, and that you held on to your faith and God did not let you down. And I know God won't let anybody down that's watching at home and feeling like, okay, my situation is beyond repair. There's no such thing with God. God restores, God heals.
Yes, He does.
And His love is just so beautiful and overwhelming. And yeah, we love to hear stories that are filled with impact. As I mentioned earlier on the episode, that impact. When God blesses you, but you don't keep the blessing for yourself, instead you bless others, it becomes a generational blessing.
Amen.
And yeah, we hope that this episode touched you as much as it touched us. Like my smile is within, and it's just like So please make sure you comment down below. Let's show them some love, and like, comment,
Subscribe,
and your students,
share.
shout out,
Shout out to all the students.
Let's see in the comment section. Okay, your teacher is like so awesome. We love her.
All right, fam, we need to go from myself, Innocent,
And myself, Millicent.
and Phili.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
I've been through the most, been through the most.